Hello and welcome to Larry Has Opinions. The good Michael from Fit to be Read created this really cool Around the World in 80 Pages tag, and I think a couple more channels also tagged me in this as well, so let's just get into it. Your favorite book set in Eastern Europe or Asia? I picked Into Thin Air by Jon Krakauer. The guy's actually American, but the story is all set in Asia on Mount Everest during a really tragic expedition that happened about 20 years ago. So this is a true story, it's non-fiction, it's a memoir. But it really reads almost like a novel. It's incredibly gripping and also incredibly sad thinking that that actually happened. So I would really recommend it. A booktuber from a country other than your own that you regularly watch. I'm going to say my friend Jules, and not only is she from a different country from my own, Canada, but her channel is in a different language from my own because it's in French. But she has English subtitles for all her videos. So no excuses. If you don't speak French, you can still go check her out. It's a great channel, and come on, where else can you get that Quebec vibe on BookTube? A book you DNF'd before 80 pages. Well, I just posted my worst of 2021 video, so go check that out. Mrs. Dalloway, I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm not even sure if it was 80 pages or not, but I really did not get on with it, so that's my answer. A book you settled for and picked up at an airport and ended up pleasantly surprised with. I don't really airport buy, but this was one of those that I just picked up for absolutely no reason, just completely random. And it's I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. It's a really great thriller with a really unexpected twist. At least I think for most people would be unexpected. And I think that's all I'm looking for when I pick up a thriller, to be entertained, be surprised, and this really delivered. I also reviewed Hostage earlier this year, which is her latest novel that she released this year, and that's pretty solid as well. So, in Jules Verne's classic, Around the World in 80 Days, Phileas Fogg is a perfectionist, more concerned with his perfection than the amazing places he travels. Name a character that gave you perfectionist vibes, not all arrogant or prideful vibes. Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. This is a really well-loved classic of sci-fi, and it's about this really simple-minded guy who gets experimented on, and then the experiment is successful. So he becomes such a know-it-all and such a next-level perfectionist that other people just find it really difficult to relate to him. It's a great book. I didn't find it as emotional as most people seem to find it, but it's still a great read. So not sure if it's good for Christmas, but it's a good one. Your favorite book set in or linked to Africa? I wouldn't say it's my favorite book, but I'm going to say An Island by Karen Jennings. And this got a bit of a buzz earlier this year when it was longlisted for the Booker Prize. And this is about this lightkeeper who lives in this island by himself off the coast of an undefined country in Africa. And one day this body washes ashore and he realized that it's a person that is still alive. It's just a really clever metaphor for the issue of refugees and having to share your land with someone who's just arrived. It's a really hard-hitting book that I was quite impressed with. So I would, again, really recommend this. Judging by only the first 80 pages, the best book you've read. And then by the last 80 pages, the best book you've read. I'm going to take the 80-page limit kind of loosely, but I'm going to say The Count of Monte Cristo for the first half of the prompt, because even though I wasn't necessarily as impressed with the book overall as a lot of people seem to be, the first 20 to 30% of the story was probably my favorite. I thought it was an incredibly strong beginning that was really promising for me. So it's probably not 80 pages, 20% of the count is probably 300 pages, but you know what I mean. And for the second half of the prompt, I'm going to say Atonement by Ian McEwan. This is historical fiction and takes place around the Second World War with a sort of extended timeline. But the ending of the book, not sure if it's 80 pages exactly, but the ending was one of the most memorable endings of any books that I've read, one that really hits you hard in the end. So it's one of my favorite books for exactly that reason. A book you love that prominently features an ethnic or local cuisine, some way prominently featured. And for this one, I've decided to travel in time, not in space. And that's why I'm going to say the Thomas Cromwell trilogy by Hilary Mantel. This is set during the Tudor era, so several centuries ago. And we get to see a lot of details around what food they were eating in those days, both in a more kind of middle class setting, but also at the court of the king. And let's just say that not necessarily, not all the time, it would be food that today we would find that appetizing. The last travel or other non-fiction book you looked at or read featuring a city other than your own. I don't really read travel books. I tried to read a Bill Bryson book a few years ago, which was about his travels or something, and I really did not like it. I'd rather go travel to a place myself than read a travel book, if it makes sense. So I'm afraid I don't really have an answer for this. Any book you've read set in either Central or South America? I picked Little Eyes, and this is perfect for a globe-trotter because different parts of the story are set in different parts of the world, including Central America. And the author is Argentinian, so I think this fits the prompt perfectly. This is a dystopian story where these toys that you can buy allow you to watch another person or be watched by another person in a completely part of the world. It's quite an intriguing one. I know it didn't work for everyone, but I really liked it. Your favorite book referencing another world, universe, or dimension? I'm gonna say Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is one of the sci-fi stories that I really loved, and this is set in a far future where planet Earth has become completely inhabitable, so human beings have started to terraforming other planets to colonize. But something just goes horribly wrong, and we followed this story that also involves spiders. I'm just gonna leave it at that. In Rita Gelman's Tales of a Female Nomad, Rita left an elegant life in LA to follow her dream of connecting with people and cultures all over the world. Your dream read to read in any dream location, real or fictional, of your choosing. Anywhere tropical is my dream. Could be Caribbean, Thailand, I don't care. Anywhere with a nice beach, I'm happy with. And then it doesn't specify whether the book needs to already have been published, so I'm going to say reading A Dream of Spring by George R.R. Martin on a beach. That's my dream that is never ever gonna come true. Now, Michael wants me to tag a channel with fewer than 80 subs, so I'm gonna say Anita Gade. Go check her out so that she can cross 80 subs soon. And then someone who's reviewed any of the books I mentioned, I don't know if he has, but I'm going to say Brandon from Brandon's Bookshelf. He's reviewed all sorts of things, so I'm sure he's reviewed some of these at some point. And then some more channels, I'm just going to say Gemma Books, who I don't think have done this tag, and AJ Dunn, again, I don't think they've done this tag either, so there you go. I hope you guys liked this video. Please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you the next time.